Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to keep wiring up on the shovel head. Vince is going to start tearing the softtail apart so we can get the tins all ready and stripped down so it can go for paint. Alright, I'm going to start with all the easy stuff. The tour pack, the bags, obviously the windshield is all quick disconnect, so it'll come off fairly easy and go from there. Okay, last weekend I was working on this. I got most of my wiring sorted out. I got the right side switches all wired up. I have everything figured out for the left side. I'm gonna get that done and then start slowly working my way to the back. Okay, what I've decided to do is I'm gonna take all my seat pads, my latches, and my rack here off while the tour pack's still on the bike. It's just easier to do now than when it'd be on the bench. And then I'm going to unbolt the tour pack right from the rack, take it all off, and then take the rack off. And we're still thinking about painting this bike yellow. Let us know in the comments what you think. I don't know what shade of yellow we're going with. It's just, I've never had a yellow bike yet. And that's probably one of the only colors we haven't done. I think it'd look cool. Probably a dark yellow. Don't want to go too bright. If you guys are taking your bikes apart at home for this, a good tip is always put your bolts back into the brackets or the seat or anything wherever you got it from. Just makes it way easier to find the bolts when come reassembly compared to just throwing it all in a bag or a box. Okay, now we got the tour pack off. The saddlebags come off next. This one's got to be repaired. It's got a crack in it. That's somebody backed into it. But all it is these two little clips, which is easier with a pair of pliers. And then the bag just pops off like that. And I just gotta take the latches apart. We're gonna get new latches. These ones have definitely seen better days. And since we're here, might as well take the seat off. There's normally a bolt there. We don't have one in, probably just because we're lazy. And it comes right off. Same with the windshield, it's quick detach. Push up on the tabs. Can't see from that side. Off. Let's knock up to the brake line. This windshield, the bottom's green. Obviously, when we repaint the bike, we're not going to be able to use it. We do have a fairing, which we showed in our last video. We're not sure if we're going to run it yet or not, but we're going to have it painted anyway, the same color. And it's quick detach, so we have the option of taking it on and off. Moving on to the gas tank now. It's pretty simple. You got to take your gauge cluster off. Then there's a bolt here and a bolt that runs underneath. This tank has a crossover tube we got to take off as well. The gas gauge here just pops out, or at least it should, and then it unplugs from under the tank. The only thing left to take off is the back fender, and then we can get everything out to paint. I still got to take the latches and the decals and stuff off, but I'll do that. Now that we've got the softtail all disassembled, I'm jumping over here to give Dylan a hand with the wiring. He's got the front of the bike all wired up now. We're just moving on to the rear. We're going to do all our rear wiring into here, but we're going to put a plug-in short here. That way we can run it separately into the fender.
Then we still have all the engine to wire.
Yeah.
So
what I've done is I've gone through the plug here, and I've just made a note of what pin goes to what. Instead of trying to find it in the diagram, it's easier just to read it off the sheet here, so I can go through the sheet faster than trying to trace the wires on the diagram. Alright, so I just started trying to put this connector together so that we can make a harness for the tail lights and the turn signals. But I'm not happy with the one that the kit came with. So when you go to put them in beside each other, all of the terminals actually touch each other. And it's not very weatherproof.
And it's not weatherproof at all. So we're going to go pick up some connectors and get that dealt with. That's going to do it for this week's video, guys. Next week we will dig out all the parts we need and get this engine wired up.
It'll be a little bit more interesting now that the wiring's all done. We'll actually start mounting and making mounts and putting stuff on the bike.
Yeah. Spend some time tomorrow off camera. We're going to strip all the latches and the badges down off that, get it sent for paint. Give us a like and a subscribe, and we'll see you next week.